All right, let's get your personal information off the internet. Step 1. Go to the description and click on the link that takes you to Optery. Optery will run a full scan of all instances of where your personal information has appeared on the internet that it can find. The first thing you do when you get there is plug in as much personal info as you feel comfortable sharing. I recommend putting in as much as you're comfortable with because that's the best way to see what's actually been leaked. There are a bunch of different sites that will do free scans like this, and later in the video, I'll explain why I trust Optery specifically. This is the one I personally feel comfortable giving something like my social security number to. Then it'll start your scan. Through the magic of editing, we're gonna skip ahead to the end, but just know that in real time, you'll have to wait a little bit for the scan to finish. Feel free to pause the video and come back once yours is done. Once it's complete, you'll land on a page that looks like this. Here's all the information it found on me and where it's been leaked online. It's broken into 2 categories: data broker results and search engine results. Data brokers are the companies buying and selling your personal info so they can better send you targeted ads and spam, and we love them. Then you've got the search engine results. Luckily, they cover all the major ones you've heard of and Google. They'll break it down by things like your phone number and name variations so you can quickly spot anything that's a problem. Then you should review your results. Now, why do I recommend Optery specifically? One big reason is they're one of the few companies that actually pull screenshots for you. So if I click on this one, yep, it had my personal info correct, including my address, which is a little scary. I'll throw it up here for the edit, but I've also found some funny ones where they don't get everything right. Feel free to take a moment of levity as they invent new relatives for you. Suggest you used to live in many different cities. Still, it's doing its job. It's scouring the web for anything that might expose you, even if it ends up catching someone with a similar name. Step 2 is the part that sucks, and where I've got a little bad news. After your scan, when you scroll down, you'll see a list. These sites have your info because they buy and sell it from companies whose terms of service you've agreed to a million times without thinking. Social media, rewards cards, you know the drill. The small piece of good news, you can click through a lot of these services and go directly to your specific record using these links. Not all of them will link straight to your page, but you can always look them up manually. From there, you submit an opt-out request, and here's the bad news. Every site does it differently. Some make it easy. You scroll to the bottom of the homepage, find an opt-out button. Others make it harder. On Truthfinder, for example, because they're pretty common, they've got a do not sell or share my personal information button right above another called exercise my data privacy rights. If you're trying to opt out, it's that second button, but you still need to navigate a few pages. Now we're on to step 3. The harsh reality of removing your personal information from the internet. The good news is that you now know how to do it, and it's free. Woo! But if you're thinking, what the hell, I'm not going through 400 different websites, that's exactly how these free scan companies get you to sign up for their premium services that will do all the opting out for you. To be honest, even for someone like me who reviews internet security for a living, it does still always feel a little gross to make a video in the middle of someone's identity crisis or stalking incident and say, use my affiliate code, but I didn't create this problem. I'm just here showing you solutions. There are other options if you want to compare prices. DeleteMe and Incogni are probably better known. DeleteMe locks you into an annual plan right away, and I think that's because they know some people would rather just pay for a month. Incogni is probably a little better, but like I said, I believe in the principle behind Optery's screenshot feature. For me, it all comes down to trust. Incogni brags about how many sites they've opted you out of, but you're left wondering if those sites were even a real threat in the first place. DeleteMe takes a smarter approach by automatically removing you from high-risk sites right away. The catch is what happens after that. For the hundreds of smaller sites, they don't automatically process removals. Instead, if you want out, you have to manually ask DeleteMe to file the request for you. That's easier than going to every site on your own, but it still leaves a lot of the work in your lap. Those gaps are why I find both Incogni and DeleteMe less appealing than Optery. I recommend sticking with Optery. It uses a mix of manual and hybrid AI removals to get you off as many sites as possible, especially if you're dealing with stalking. I think any leak of your address is a potential danger, so limiting removal to only the bad data brokers just isn't good enough. It'll get you off those bad and worse data broker sites, it'll show its work, it's reasonably priced, and they offer discount codes to tech YouTubers, so the link below will save you some money. The last thing I'll touch on is why these services are subscriptions. I think I'm borrowing this analogy, but I think it's a good one. Hiring a data broker removal service is like hiring a maid. The goal is to clean up all the filth you've got right now, and a good service will do that, but that doesn't mean new filth won't build up again. As long as you're entering your name, email, or address into websites and clicking "I agree" on terms of service, you're gonna keep popping up. That's why it can be valuable to have one of these services in perpetuity, watching your back. Removing your personal information isn't a one-time project. It's an ongoing battle. The good news is you now know how to start. Run a scan, review the results, and opt out where you can. If you don't want to spend hours going site by site, services like Optery can do the heavy lifting for you. I recommend them because they actually show their work, and that's worth a lot when it comes to an industry built around buying and selling everyone's personal information. If this video helped, hit the like button and check the description to run your own scan. Drop any questions in the comments, I respond to all of them. Protecting your privacy is a long game, but this is the first big step.